Right, I want to talk about Topical Authority and why this is the next big thing in SEO. And if you do it, if you're able to achieve this quote-unquote topical authority, you're going to win in your SEO efforts and in your SEO game. So it's going to be a bit of a long video. I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to explain to you what it is, how you build one, right? And yeah, let's just get straight into it. So first things first, what is topical authority? If you dumb it down, essentially it is a ranking factor, right? This is very, very important. It is essentially a ranking factor. Now, let's go a bit deeper into it. Essentially, what this is Google rewarding sites with higher rankings, meaning traffic, right? Because if your site ranks higher, in theory, it's going to get more traffic, then more sales, right? More money. In the end, it's all about the money, right? So Google rewards sites with higher rankings, traffic, based on their perceived expertise, right? And you might know that Google has somewhat recently launched their EEAT, which means their algorithm that tracks for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, right? And sites that are able to create, again, a topical relevancy and tell Google essentially, I'll tell you in a second how, that they're experienced in a field, they have expertise in that same field, they're viewed as an authority by the community in that field, and that also their trustworthiness will be rewarded by Google, right? So it's the perceived and of course the real expertise. Now let's break it down a bit more. So when you do it right, when you can achieve topical authority, you can outrank bigger, more established sites in certain niches. Now, this is very, very big, right? Because sites like Forbes, WebMD, Wall Street Journal, the big sites you can think of, right? Airbnb even, all these sites are very, very authoritative in Google's eyes, right? They're very big. Sorry for the sun in my eyes. They're very big. They have huge domain authorities, right? If you go here, for example, let's do MailChimp. MailChimp has 74 million backlinks and 92 score for domain authorities, right? They're super, super big sites, which means they're very hard to outrank, But the good thing about this is that if you can achieve topical authority in your niche, you can outrank MailChimp, Airbnb, all these other sites. That's the power of this. That's the power of topical authority. Again, why is it important? Because it helps search engines, whether it's Bing, Google, whatever, understand the relevance of a website or page for specific search terms, right? Again, higher topical authority can lead to better rankings and traffic despite low domain authority. So even though your site is new, right? Even though your domain authority is 10 times lower than, let's say, Airbnb's, you can still, if you achieve this, you can still outrank them. That's the power this has, right? So let me explain to you how they work, right? So topical maps, and I'll go over an example what is a topical map in just a second, are made to dominate a niche with unique high quality content, right? This is a very cliche word in the SEO world. High quality content essentially means not chatgpt content, right? Yes, you can use these AI tools and these content generation tools to help you create, ideate ideas, but then you also always need a human touch, right? Even with this AI feature from Surfer SEO, it's never going to be a push button solution for high quality content, right? You can use the push button solutions, and we do have one. I'll link it in the description. I don't want to promote it now, but it always has to have a human touch, right? Because you're always going to need these four things in order to achieve topical authority. And I mean, you need this and you need something else, which I'll explain in a second, but yeah, that's the main thing. Now, topical maps, again, tell search engines you or your site are the expert in a certain field because you've created an immense amount of noise, whether that's blog content, written content, videos, audio, etc., in a certain niche, right? Let me show you an example here. For example, and this works on Google or on YouTube because YouTube is a search engine, right? For example, if you search for SEO case studies, all these people right here, even my channel, right, Vasco's SEO Tips, I talk about case studies, I talk about SEO, right? Google knows that if someone is searching for SEO case studies, they should, in this case YouTube, but Google owns YouTube, that they should show a channel that is topically relevant for SEO. In this case, case studies, tutorials, all that, right? So they're not going to show you videos about dogs, right? They're only going to show videos and channels that are topically relevant for the search you're doing, right? Now, how do you become topically relevant? It's not just by posting one video, right? It's not the video itself has to be relevant to the search, of course, right? This video wouldn't pop up if it wasn't relevant to this search. Now, what makes it rank higher, right, and pop up more often is the topical relevancy, the topical authority the channel has. And in my case, I only talk about SEO, right? So Google, YouTube in this case, knows that because I produce an immense amount of content and I guess noise in this niche, that I'm topically relevant for this content. Thus, it will show me in the search results, right? Now, why would you create content with topical maps? First things first is it gives you a structured and focused content marketing strategy, right? You're not all over the place, which is a big mistake, right? You're just focused into one thing, right? And you become the authority in the niche, right? That's very important. Because if you just work on one thing, first things first is you're going to get further, and people will know, okay, this guy just only focus on this, so they must be really good at it, right? That's, again, the perceived expertise. Then you, of course, got to prove it. And then, of course, just like I was saying, you're perceived as an expert in the field, i.e. you'll outrank more powerful domains. Just like I said, you can outrank despite having a lower domain authority if you achieve this topical authority. Now, next up is how do you build an actual topical authority map or topical map, right? First things first is you start broad, right? Your main niche. Let's do SEO, for example, because we're talking about my channel and we're talking about Vetted as well. Vetted, which is a platform for SEO. You start broad, right? You start broad and then you cover as many narrow subtopics as possible. So just like a book, right? It's a story about X, right? But it covers a lot of Y, a lot of subtopics related with X, right? And this is exactly what this is here. Let's say we were doing an SEO strategy for Vetted and for its blog. We would start with the SEO blog right here. Let's call it best SEO blog, right? We want to cover topics like SEO bloggers, targeting all these keywords, then traffic to my website, which doesn't necessarily talk about SEO, but it is a topically relevant topic, right? Content SEO, tool for SEO, learn SEO, and a bunch more. So you start broad, and I'll give you an example in a second. I guess I can give it now. So let's do an actual example. So here's the site, vetted.com, right? Let's say the parent topic is SEO, which is extremely competitive, an extremely competitive industry, right? Let's do the first subtopic being how to build links. But we want to go further down the funnel, right? We want to go further down the funnel till it's very narrow, right? How to build niche edits, which is a type of link. But let's go a bit more narrow. How to build niche edits for niche, for doctors, dentists, lawyers, right? This is super niche down, right? You're right at the end of the funnel, right down here, right? But now you might be thinking, yeah, I could do this, but there's a lot of low search volume, maybe even 0 people a month or 1 people a month searching for this, right? So low search volume for how to build niche edits for niche. No problem. It doesn't really matter. Of course, it does matter to some extent, but hear me out. All this content that is related, right? What you're building your topical authority map with all these related pieces of content in your map, right? All of this helps you become topically relevant, which will boost your overall strategy and authority in Google's eyes, right? All of this, even though they have low search volumes, you are becoming the authority in the niche, in this case for SEO, right? And that's how you achieve that. That's how you achieve topical authority, and that's how you can outrank other bigger sites, even though you don't have a old enough domain or a weaker domain, right? And I'll give you an example here. For example, if you search for what is SEO, of course, who will pop up? People that will pop up or sites that will pop up are, of course, search engine land and MailChimp. But MailChimp is not really an SEO kind of journal, or they don't really talk about SEO, but they're here. However, search engine land is above, right? Because search engine land is just a blog that only talks about SEO. Now, if you go here to, I'll leave a link for this in the description as well if you want to try it out. So MailChimp has a domain authority of 92, right? But search engine land, 91, right? It's just 1 point. So a difference of one value from 92 to 91, but it's enough to get my point across. And if I were to invest a bit more time in searching for this, I'm sure I would find more examples. My point here is that even though technically MailChimp is a more powerful domain with certainly more backlinks, so Search Engine Land has 13 million backlinks, MailChimp has 74 million backlinks, right? It ranks for more keywords than Search Engine Land, more than double, right? So even though, in theory, MailChimp is a way more powerful domain, Search Engine Land and Moz will, I would say always, but not always, because SEMrush is down here, rank above MailChimp, right? Because they're topically relevant for the topic of SEO, right? So it makes sense. So now hopefully you understand that, yes, you can have a weaker domain, but if you can build your brand around the topical authority of your niche, you can outrank these people. You can outrank these multi-billion-dollar companies. I wouldn't say easily, but it's possible, right? So yeah, that's the video. I really wanted to put this out there. It's not a new concept, but it's being talked about more and more, and I felt like it was important to speak on it. If you want to have someone build a topical authority map for you, I'll leave a link for this service in the description from Bart. He's on Vetted right here. If you don't know, Vetted essentially is a marketplace or a platform where you can hire pre-vetted SEOs. So the people on here are people that know what they're doing. You can hire them via these productized services, so you can buy their skills. You can also, if you want to hire them for their time, so essentially pay them for their time, you can book a consulting call with them here. Most of them have this little button where you can pay for their time. Again, I'll leave a link for this in the description. And also I'll leave a link for this little tool in the description. It's pretty cool. You can have access to a bunch of information on domains, top keywords, backlinks, top pages, competitors. You also give you access to a keyword rank tracker right here. So let me just show you before I go. This is the keyword rank tracker. You have access to a bunch of keywords, track them on a daily basis. So yeah, that's about it. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, subscribe, like, please comment. I'm trying to blow up the channel. Because I've been consistent with the videos. So let me know if you like it, comment, help me win the war against the YouTube algorithm. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.